So a very good afternoon to all of you. Thank you participants once again for joining us this afternoon for our fourth session in the Learning Festival brought to you by Crimson Education in collaboration with JGI, the Jain Group of Institutions, the Jain International Residential School, and the Crimson Anisha Global Schools, Pune. This afternoon, we have a remarkable science educator, Ms. Malti Ramnath, who will be talking to us. Just before we get on to her topic, Ms. Malti is a Master in Science in Environmental Education. She's also completed a Bachelor of Education, and she's got more than 3.5 decades of teaching experience. Uh, One of her fortes is her in-depth knowledge of academic procedures, and she is currently working as a curriculum head for planning, development, and implementation of academic programs for all the JGI group of schools. So thank you, Ms. Malti. It's a real pleasure to have you as a speaker as part of our Learning Festival. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Today's topic is teachers are designers of instruction. Yeah. First, let me tell you what is teacher's vision. If your vision is 1 year, cultivate flowers. If your vision is 5 years, cultivate trees. If your vision is eternity, cultivate people. I'm not here attempting to teach you anything. I'm simply sharing some curated ideas based on my own personal experience. Let me begin by showing you a story slide based on success and creativity.
Ms. Malti, are you able to share your screen?
I'm able to.
Okay, perfect.
Screen, you can see. Yeah. 1 minute, sir.
Yes, no problem.
This is. Yeah. Can you see now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Oh. Can see? What happened again? Something went wrong.
I think we were able to see the screen. I think now it's it's coming back.
Yes.
Yeah, so we can see it now. This is Malti.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, shall I close this? How to close this? Yes. No. What happened?
We can see it. We can see it.
You can see it, sir?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can see it.
Yes,
Yeah,
we can see.
No, something went wrong. Just a minute.
No worries.
Hey, shit. No, this is a new, that's what a flop. News. Yeah. I'll do. Yes. That is, yeah. Yes. Sorry, sir. There was
No,
slight.
no worries. No worries.
Yeah.
Always remember that there is no word sorry in teaching and
Sorry.
learning. We're all through
Okay.
the pandemic. We all know the
Yes.
kind of, so we are all together here. Okay.
Okay.
Please
Thank
carry
you. Look at the slide 4. Kindly put your thoughts in the chat box. I'm giving you 5 minutes. Kindly put your inputs by looking at the picture. Shall I proceed?
I think they're just inputting, so just
Yeah.
give a minute. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Started inputting. Yeah, you can proceed.
Thank you.
You could see some of the answers in the chat.
Yeah. It is from here I would like to address the key characteristics of a teacher. The characteristics of a teacher could be, she could be a good teacher, she could be an effective teacher. But is there a difference between them? And what is the difference between them? Before I proceed to be an effective teacher, I would like to share a few mistaken assumptions about teachers. Number one, knowledge ensures better teaching. Usually they say, if you have knowledge, you are a very good teacher. It is not so, sir. Knowledge content is vital, but adequate knowledge does not guarantee effective teaching. Knowledgeable faculty can be attributed to a very small group of teachers, and many remain frustrated in their attempt to communicate openly and effectively with students. The mastery of content cannot be equated with instructional effectiveness, thus can hamper instructional improvement. I'll give you a very simple example. I had a colleague who had done masters in physics. Of course, she was doing a PhD, and she was a gold medalist from Madras University. She had excellent knowledge. She had a very good content, but she could not produce it before the students. She was an utter failure when it came to teaching skills. So I believe that just having knowledge is not, she cannot be called a good teacher. Second is, it is said that practice makes a teacher perfect. Yes, of course, if you practice, you can be a good teacher. And focus on developing these practice is usually at the expense of the belief that since I know, I can teach. Third, they say good teachers are born, not made. Teachers can acquire skills even if they are not made. I'll give you a very simple example in our own office. We have cluster heads in our Arka Educational and Cultural Trust. And all these cluster heads are excellent. When they go to their schools, they interact with children as though they are, part of the teaching community. So you cannot say that good teachers are born and not made. Now the next is, teachers provide only content-based instruction. Not necessary, because they are not subtle, but or deeper nuances. It is said, it's like saying syllabus is important, but not students. So with this, I would like to, differentiate a good teacher from an effective teacher from a good teacher. Just see this slide. Now, a good teacher focuses on activities, whereas an effective teacher focuses on what kinds of teaching activities the students do. Second one is the good teacher focuses on teacher performance, whereas an effective teacher focuses on intellectual skills that they have to develop. Third is that a good teacher focuses only on classroom events and experiences, whereas the experienced teacher focuses on what students take away from the classroom events and experiences. Next comes a good teacher will always say, what will we be doing today? Whereas an experienced teacher or a effective teacher will say, what will the students be learning today? Next is the planning. A good teacher plans, addresses only to her time, whereas an effective teacher, whereas an effective teacher will always take care of the students, what activities they would be performing outside the classroom. Now, I'm going to show you this picture. Just have a look at this picture. She is a good teacher, no doubt. She's handling the classes very well. Okay. Now, this slide focuses only on classroom events and teachers' time with students. Now, in the next slide, the same thing you can see. She is only performing. She is a good teacher, no doubt. She is performing her activities, only in the classroom. Whereas, if you take the next one, here we talk about their thinking and intellectual skills that children are developing. Now, it is this view in mind, I wish to state the topic that I've chosen to present: instructional design. Teachers are designers of instruction. How did this term, designers of instruction, come about? During the World War II, the US Army wanted to hire large number of individuals, okay, who are having, who are effective and who are efficient. A large number of psychologists and educational researchers were summoned to develop training materials as well as to apply their knowledge of evaluation to assess teachers' trainees' skills. Based on these analysis, design, efficiency, effectiveness, and evaluation, because they wanted to recruit hundreds and thousands of soldiers, they had to do it in a very short time during the World War II, that is in around 1940s. So they had to recruit these people, and that is the reason they had to catch hold of people who had different skills. Next, that is how the name instructional design, the term was used. What is instructional design? It is not about content. It is about designing activities that help people learn. We have to focus on what people need to do because learning is a process. This instructional design is part of our job. How do we design that instruction? I'm here to disseminate certain ideas that might be useful for you all. Number one, let us go by the meaning instruction. Instruction is nothing but intentional facilitation of learning toward identified learning goals. I'll make it simpler later. Purposeful activity intended to cause, guide, or support learning. Instruction is nothing but transfer of learning from one person to another. Anytime you are given directions to or told to do something, you are receiving instruction. Next, what is meant by design? Design is nothing but a plan or drawing produced to show the look and function or workings of something. Design is all about alignment, aligning learning objectives to learning activities, and then aligning it to assessment. Teaching is more than just transmitting facts, and learning is more than just memorizing facts. Learning experiences that are facilitated by a human being or actual teacher. Teaching is about designing activities. Now let's go to training. Instructional experiences that are focused on individuals acquiring very specific skills that will likely be applied almost immediately. So now we'll go to the next one. This is, I have put them together. The exact meaning of instructional design means the simplest way to understand is to differentiate from instruction. Instruction is nothing but teaching of the subject matter content, and instructional design is addressing how the material is taught. Thus, educators who create lesson plans, whether for a single class or for many, are designing instruction. Instructional design ensures students learn efficiently by creating high quality learning materials that take into account the strengths and weaknesses of students. Those in this field create lesson plans intended to engage students so they are more likely to achieve their goals. The goal of instructional design is to make learning more efficient, more effective, and more less difficult. Now, what does a designer do? A designer, if you look at this picture, he explains about the text and media. That is, a designer designs explanations in text and media, plans the sequence of learning activities, design the interface for learning experiences, build learning experiences, then has visual communication, and also, performance supports he gives, learning and performance measurements, or various activities a designer does. Let us take a few of them. A designer is someone who creates and delivers educational training materials for businesses and higher educational institutions and other organizations. He can be an instructional designer. He can be an educational technologist. He can be a curriculum designer. He can be an instructional technologist. A designer is someone who develops the methodology and delivery systems for presenting course content. Now, before I take up this, I would like to add one or two lines about instructional design. Instructional design will lead to instructional efficacy, and instructional efficacy will lead to better learning outcomes being achieved. The effectiveness, the satisfaction of being a teacher, and the success of your students depends largely on the instructional design. Content has to be instructed. And instruction of content will differ from person to person and teacher to teacher. And of course, will be differently absorbed from student to student. So, as teachers, let us be innovative, creative, and flexible. Let us all be encompassing, embracing. Let us be varied. Let us have multiple sources and design of institution. Instructional design forces us to move away from content perspective to learning perspective. Now, I have used this Robert Frost. Let us be a change. With each one incorporating the design, it will be a small step forward for the entire community. With the famous words from Robert Frost, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. So I hope, my friends, you will all go miles before you sleep by incorporating instructional efficacy before you go to your classroom. Now, how to make your classroom, your students motivated. If you want to give your instructional design you have planned, how to make it motivating. There are many methods that I've mentioned. One is motivating with reason. Friends, these days, children always look for shortcut. We call it as shortcut generation. Okay. So keeping your students motivated to learn can be very challenging. The toughest part in a classroom is that we have different students with different styles of learning. To cater to the needs of every child is hard for teachers to accomplish. So, one is with reasoning. So, you have to tell them if you want, to score good percentage of marks and all, you have to be firm with them. So, you need to motivate by giving various activities so that they can do a better job. Motivate with reward. Yeah, whenever a child does a good job, you have to see that he's always rewarded, either by appreciation or the various means of rewarding the students. Third is, motivate with caring attitude. You are like a mother to the students in the class. So how do you motivate them? You can talk to them about their personal problems. You can, do mentoring. You can take care of them, ask their problems. So there are various ways of, motivating by taking care of these children. Because children come from different backgrounds, from various socio-economic problems they have financial problems, so they have language problems. So you have to deal with them in a very, in a very with a motherly nature. Motivate with participation. What do you mean by motivated with participation? You ask them to participate in all the activities that you have, created, so that each one gets a chance to take part in the classroom activity or outside the class. Next is motivate with visual and tactile. Visual and tactile are the best ones for students to get motivated. You can show them films, okay? You can show them various, media things. So with that, they are able to, get motivated. Next, all these motivations can keep the students, these types of motivations can keep them motivated. Now, these are some of the ways we can motivate. One is attention. What can I do to capture their interest? These are the questions that may come in your mind. What can I do to capture their interest? What should I plan so that, children are interested in my instruction. How can I maintain their attention so that children are attentive in your activity or in your class or in your instruction? How can I tie the instruction to the learner's experience? Next comes, how can I assist in building a positive expectation for success? So, what are your expectations so that the children are successful? They should have a long-term goal. It's not just for the classroom or just to score some marks. So you must plan in such a way, you must motivate the students in such a way that whatever activities or whatever learning goals that you have planned for them should be for a long term. How can I assist in anchoring a positive feeling about their accomplishments? How can I assist what you can do in anchoring a positive feeling about whatever they achieve? Now, I have another story. There is always a better way. You can read? Shall I read it or?
Yes, please.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. A blind boy sat on the steps of a building with a hat by his feet. He held up a sign which said, "I'm blind, please help." There were only a few coins in the hat. A man was walking by. He took a few coins from his pocket and dropped them into the hat. Oh, yes. He then took the sign, turned it around, and wrote some words. He put the sign back so that everyone who walked by will see the new words. Soon the hat began to fill up. A lot more people were given money to the blind boy. That afternoon, the man who had changed the signs came to see how things were. The man said, "The boy only wrote the truth. I only wrote the truth." Asked. I said, "What you said, but in a very different way."
Miss Malti, which slide are you on? There is always a better way. That's the one we can see.
What do you want me to do, sir?
You are on the second story right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is the story on the screen? Because some of the participants are asking, is the story on the screen?
Yes. You're
No,
not
we
able
can't
to
see the story. No, we can't see the story.
Okay, fine. I'll share it again. One minute, sir.
Yeah, no problem.
How do you share this? Sorry. How do you share this? They're not able to see, he's saying.
So I think you should stop your screen and again try to pick up the file.
Okay.
You'll have to, because if it's a different document.
No, it's in the same document, sir.
But I think, Ms. Malti, if you just stop screen sharing and share it again,
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
Fixes the error. Yeah.
You are able to see?
No.
We can just see there is always a better way, but we can't see the story.
Always in computers, always booting and rebooting is the
Yeah.
best way to come out of situations. So try that. Yeah, maybe you have to play that. Is that a video?
Yes, sir.
I have to play the video.
Yes. I think you
try
just need
playing
to
the
just
video.
click on the play button at the bottom of the screen. I think then, yeah.
No, this computer doesn't have that facility.
So I think then you can move to the next.
Yes.
Okay. But he is not able to see, says.
You can just try, ma'am. Just go to the next slide.
You're
We'll
able to
if we
see,
can,
no?
view the. We can just see story 2. Have you changed the slide?
No, the same story I'm playing.
Yes, but it's not playing. I think there's some problem with the video. So probably we could just move on to the next thing. What you have.
Okay. You're not able to see?
No, I think that there is some problem with the video. It's an embedded video in the PPT. I think that's why it's a problem.
First one was okay. Okay, sir, I'll move on to the next. No
Yes,
problem.
yes, perfect.
Okay, fine. I'm so sorry. Morning it worked. I don't know how.
No, that's it's absolutely fine.
Now you've said
These are things which often happen.
Now you've said two stories.
Because,
not
you
want
know,
to-
this morning I got another computer.
So don't worry, don't worry.
Okay.
Cheer up, come on, we are with you. Don't worry. Come on.
Yes. Anyway, this story actually illustrates creative and innovation, which has brought us to the core of effective teaching. It is said teaching is not telling and teaching is inspiring. So use more activities, similar ideas to make the classroom interesting. Now, this is one way of making the classroom interesting. The key is to make our lesson innovative and brainstorm and keep students motivated. It makes the job easier and students will have more fun and learn better and have feeling that they can learn better. Create an ambience for innovation. And of course, innovation is mandatory now. A famous saying, a teacher can never truly teach unless he himself is in the state of learning. So decide what is important for the students to learn. Effectively arrange the learning environment to maximize students' learning from poor to fair to good and make the child great. Now, earlier, we talked about the good and the effective teacher. A good teacher can only provide, the child can only be a listener, but an effective teacher, the child becomes an active participant. Now, instructional design for different learners. Let's see what they are. What are the main aspects of instructional design? It involves two inextricable entwined aspects. One is structures. What do you mean by structures? It involves the what or the nature of the course. The second one is tactics, that involves the how or the methodology of the course. These are inextricably connected with each other and together can define in any cultural context with heterogeneous students. Our classrooms are cultural centers with different cultural backgrounds, different languages, different financial conditions. Now, what are structures? What is the teacher going to teach? This should be questions that come into your mind. So, what content are they going to teach? What questions or problems will be addressed in the course? What concepts will be formative and fundamental, basic? What quality and quantity of data and information will the students need to access? And the last one is, what point of, I'm not able to see. What is teacher's perspective and concept of the course? What overall plan shall the teacher adapt and implement? What requirements shall be identified and established? What will the parameters and rubrics of evaluation be? And the most important one is, what will be the expectation of the performance profile? And the last is, what will be envisaged and specified learning outcomes? So these are the questions, various questions that a teacher has to think. Next, how will the teacher plan to teach so as to make the structures work? How will she achieve the active engagement of students? How will she accomplish the development of insights, comprehension, knowledge, and the critical and analytical ability that are essential for students? Next comes how. How will the teacher plan to teach so as to make the structures work? How will she achieve the active engagement of students? How will she accomplish the development of insights, comprehension, knowledge, and the critical and analytical ability that are essential for students? How will the teacher disseminate the ways required for the students to reason their way to the answer to creating questions in the subject specialization? It is said, there can be no how without what, and there can't be what without how. These are interrelated, and they form the cornerstone for instructional design. Now, this module aims to help teachers become designers of instruction. Understanding the process of designing programs and lesson plans thoroughly. Writing and understanding the difference between aims and objectives, components of a comprehensive plan, detailed practice in designing lessons. Now, some of the things that you have to keep in mind when you design a lesson. Instructional design is a systematic approach. Good teachers do it every single day. Do a little preparation for a good student experience. When you get to know your students on a more personal level, it definitely makes a difference in your instructional design and classroom culture. Once you have all the intel, personalize your lesson plan. Use this opportunity to personalize your lesson plans and approach to your students. Plan in place, use materials. Students would love to see them. You probably already have some excellent resources right at your fingertips. After the lesson, make sure it worked. When you take time to reflect on what does and doesn't work, it makes you a better teacher. But what if it did not or isn't working? Don't give up and keep evolving your approach. By doing this, your classroom and your students will excel. So, in the end, I would just want to say, instructional design forces us to move away from the content perspective to learner perspective. So instead of starting with the question, what am I going to teach? We should start with, what do I want my students to learn? Or what do I want my students to be able to do at the end of the course? Thank you, sir. What is that?
Thank you so much, Ms. Malti.
Yeah,
So we have some time for some questions.
yeah, that's
So
right.
participants, if you want, we've given you permission. You can unmute yourself and ask Ms. Malti any questions. or you could even share it on the chat box, whichever format works for you.
And maybe you can stop sharing the screen, Mrs. Malti.
Sure, sir.
Ma'am, can we have the last slide, please, ma'am?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
You want this?
The last one, ma'am.
Last one. Okay.
The final one. Yeah.
Final one. 1 minute. So, yeah, this is the one, madam.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
So I think this is open for questions. So, Mrs.
Anyone has any questions?
Yeah, please, ma'am, you can just stop
Yes, please.
sharing the
Stop
screen.
I
the
can,
screen sharing.
yeah. Stop share. I'll close
Ma'am,
this.
Yeah, please just introduce yourself and to the first person and then ask.
ma'am, I'm Srinivas from RDF school.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I want to know the one point. Motivate with reward. We should, as a teacher, we have to motivate the children with rewards.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. But up to which age we have to motivate the children by giving more rewards?
Any age, sir. Any group of students you can
Even
you can
though
motivate them with any kind of reward, like you can appreciate them if they've done an excellent work in their class. Any kind of reward you can give. You can put up their posters in the class saying that this child has done, beautiful work. All those kind of things, you can do it in the class itself. Or any activity the child has done or some innovative work the child has done. You can always put it in the newsletters. You can put it in your brochures. You can put it in your magazines. Any age, sir, there's no hard and fast rule that it has to be from higher secondary classes. You can have it even in lower classes, like from 1 to 5. So it can be at any level.
Yeah, Hussain, you want to share your thoughts?
thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. No, absolutely. I absolutely second, Ms. Malti's thoughts. I think a motivation works. I predominantly teach in older classes. Ms. Malti must be remembering our earlier discussions at the ARCA office.
Yes.
So my forte is more with the older classes. And I think
Yeah.
at the older classes, it's as important to motivate children as it is in the younger classes. Obviously, the kind of motivation we would use would differ, keeping in mind the needs and the context of, our subject areas as well as of our classrooms.
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm Lata TD from Jain Public School, Tumkuru.
Hmm.
Ma'am, just you told about key characteristics of teachers. Can you please
Yes.
once again tell about that?
You want me to share it?
Yeah,
I-
yes, please,
I
go-
think you can just explain, Mrs. Malti.
explain, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. 1 second, madam.
Yes.
You want to know the difference between a good teacher and an effective teacher?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Don't have it. Yes. Generally, a good teacher, I'll just open the slide and explain better. I'll just show you the slide, madam. 1 second.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now, a good teacher always focuses on activities, whereas an effective teacher focuses on what kinds of thinking students do. A good teacher focuses on teacher performance. She always wants to see whether her children have got 90%, 100% marks. Whereas an effective teacher talks on intellectual skills the students develop. A good teacher focuses on classroom events and experiences. You know, it is within the classroom, whatever events, whatever experiences, she shares it within the classroom. Whereas effective teacher focuses on what students take away from the classroom events and experiences. You know, whatever they see in the classroom, that should remain for a longer period of time. When a good teacher, the burning question with regard to good teacher is, what will be doing today? That is a question that always crops up generally with our classroom teachers. But if the teacher is an effective one, she will always say, what will students be learning today? So there is a difference between what will we be doing today and what will students be learning today. Next,
Thank you.
the good
ma'am.
teacher always plans only to her time with the students. Like, I have 45 periods, how much I have to teach in those 45 minutes. Okay. Whereas an effective teacher always plans for a long-term outcome. Okay. That is it.
Thank you, ma'am.
I just wanted to add one point here.
Yes,
I
sir,
always
please.
believe that effective teachers need to be constantly evolving the teaching environment and learning environment and
Yeah.
adjust their teaching methods based on the need and the age of the child, right?
Yeah.
It's because, and that actually makes you a little bit different because you start digging more deeper and deeper, right? So make changes in the environment, look at the child, and focus your teaching and learning as per that. So, so I just wanted to add that point. Thank you.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions?
Yes, sir. Yes. Good evening, everyone. Myself,
Yeah.
Anita from Rohini, Remote Public School, Rohini, Delhi. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. My question is, nowadays virtual classes, no school is running, but classes is going on. Most of
Yeah.
the students take active most of the students in my period, as I know that they are the active participant. But question is, ma'am, some students are there in my class, as I have noticed, so many activities are run. Even playing methods, so many methods also used in my class, but they never try to explain, share their feelings with us. Why, ma'am? And how it is possible on my part to help them become an active participant in my class?
Madam, to be very honest with you, children are more into visual and tactile nowadays. They love watching movies. They love, they like all these visual things more than doing activities in the class. So
Yeah. So many things is running, ma'am. Visual
correct,
activity,
I
virtual
understand.
trip,
Yeah.
virtual trip. One day they were in Mumbai,
Yes.
one day they were in
And
Delhi. Yeah.
actually, if you see, they are more into digital learning than in the classroom,
But
physical.
they were never share their feelings. That is my question. Why they were not share their feelings, ma'am? What
Can
is
I
the
add?
reason
Can
behind
I
it?
add?
Yes, yes.
Can I
you
add? So I think during the virtual learning, children have actually moved from active learning to being very passive listeners today,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Very unfortunate, but try to understand the whole school system was built in such a way there where you have it's like a person-to-person relationship, right?
Yeah.
Now you're not able to get that person-to-person relationship in a virtual environment. It is just impossible, right? You will not be able to get a person-to-person relationship. And till the time you do not achieve that relationship, it is not actually teaching and learning, in my view. It's incomplete. It's totally half-baked. That's why they try to say that online learning is not the way, cannot sustain on its own. You need either a blended learning or moving back to the kids where they are actually talking to their peers, they are actually working with their peers, they are working with their teachers. That's where the emotions come, and that's how people learn, right? People learn from being with each other. right? I mean, you must be watching news bulletins. You must be watching Rajdeep Sardesai, Arnab, and all those people.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have a relation with him, right? You can't feel it. But if you go to a news studio and you actually spend some time talking to them, the environment really influences the way you share with each other. So there's a huge, so virtual learning cannot sustain on its own. That's a fact which not only teachers, but also parents have realized in due course.
Yes.
I just saw your feelings can be only be shared if you are like with each other. I hope you agree, ma'am.
Yes,
So
sir. Very true.
Can I add my points, ma'am?
Sorry, madam, I couldn't hear you.
Can I share my view about it, ma'am?
Sure, please.
Like we cannot give 100% assurance that child will be satisfied with the teaching learning or online, but maximum we can try through online teaching, ma'am. We have like Testimos, Google Forms, we have Hot Potatoes. So there were many online games where we can involve the children to be an active participant.
Yes.
So we can create rooms for them. We can, like, once if the child gets attracted into the subject, definitely we can do it. But it is not 100%, but at least 60 to 70%. We can get
there. Yes, 70% result with me. Just I think if 70% is possible, why not 100%? That is my
that's what, ma'am. First we need to create. No.
So
See,
first we come to
100%, even though if we are offline.
So first
no
come to
teacher can get
10%.
100% satisfaction. But from our side, how much we can do for giving the information, we will.
Absolutely.
That's what we are doing with this online courses. Like we were having.
But how long will it sustain, madam? That also we have to.
One more thing. Sorry to interrupt in between. One more thing I would like to highlight. The thing is, like, we people are trying our level best. We are using all the efforts. We are using all the means of online, like Google Form and other virtual tours and other things. And she's right that a lot of students are not participating.
Yes.
And the students are even getting more smarter than us. Whatever we are using, they are getting more smarter and they are really trying to cheat us.
So the point here is this is a very temporary phase in our life, right? Just pray that we get back to our schools. We will then realize whether we have gained during the virtual period or we have lost something.
Yeah.
The learning loss is yet to be identified. It's too early to even assume. So I just pray that everyone is fine, getting back to school, and we talk about, in the future sometime to our grandchildren, we can say that we had a period where we had to all go into a computer to teach. So leave it at that. And let's move to the next question. Yeah, please.
I would like to add one more thing here, that the personal touch, which is very important, that empathy of the teacher, the personal touch, the attention, what a child needs to be felt important, that is missing in the online classes. We are unable to make an eye-to-eye contact. We are unable to understand their emotion, as Mr. Francis was saying. So this is very important, which we are missing.
Very true. Very true.
I've seen one hand being raised. Is Channa
Baswaya.
Please, can you want to share? The most decent person who's raised his hand and is actually waiting for us. Hello, are you there? You just raised your hand or gone?
Yeah, he raised his hand.
I think he's not there. Anyone else?
Yeah, right, sir. Actually, what I want to say, so I think Madhumita madam, she told about same things actually. So
good
that eye-to-eye contact and even emotion that is not there when we are taking the online classes.
Online classes, right?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Namaste, madam. I'm Vishnu from Rural Development Foundation.
Yeah.
Telangana.
We are very thankful to you today's session, madam.
Thank you,
so
sir.
First, you start with teacher vision.
Hmm.
I'm very happy with that point. And one more very important point, you said syllabus for teachers, not students.
Syllabus.
So syllabus.
Okay.
So that point also, most of the schools, they're following completion of syllabus. But sometimes we are not understand the students' feelings. So,
Okay.
we follow completion of syllabus. But sometimes we understand students' feelings. Then we will teach. It is better.
Okay.
Yeah, so I totally understand you. You're trying to say that understanding a child
Is difficult.
so it's so important to actually construct teaching, right? That's what you mean, right? It's very important. You want to share? I know about RDF, so you want to share a little bit about your school, where it is located, because I know the kind of work which RDF does in very small rural villages. You want to share?
Sir, you are our director.
I know.
Sir, I'm Vishnu
Yeah, share
from
your
Martenda.
thoughts, sir. No problem.
You want to share, because I'm very proud of the RDF work. Please.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
కొంచెం పైన
Good evening, everyone. I'm Deepa from Jain Public School, Tumku.
Yes,
so I want to add one more point, ma'am. Like each
Sure. Please do.
child is different, and we cannot expect the same from every child.
Yeah, everyone. Yes, madam. Go ahead. Yes, Deepa, madam. You were saying something?
Ma'am, can I
we've
ask a
lost-
question, ma'am?
Yeah, please.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, ma'am, just now you were telling about the children, no,
Can you
they will be
introduce-
interested in visual method of
Can you
teaching.
introduce yourself first? Can you start?
Yeah, I'm sorry, sir. This is Shubha from Jain International School. So
Yeah.
I just want to ask a question, ma'am. You just now said that visual learning will be more effective for the children. But I
Yes.
have been observing that during this pandemic, teachers have started downloading videos and with lots of internet, YouTubes and all, and we are trying to make studies interesting.
Yeah.
But children nowadays, no, even if the video is on, they just keep the laptop or they just keep the mobile on, and they are indulging in Instagram or something like it. It happens even in my house. So
Yeah.
when parents are seeing, we are trying to correct them, but if not, no. Okay, this one point. And one more thing is, I just want to tell you that what is that? Sorry, ma'am, I forgot.
No
what I
problem. No
wanted to
problem.
tell.
Take your time,
So,
madam. No harm.
Yeah, no. If this pandemic, you just now said that, I'm sorry, you just now said that this physical touch is needed, or
Yes.
motivation method. And during when children come to school, we are always keeping them very protective, and we are trying to give them the cautions, and we are doing our best as teachers, and we are doing our best. But if this pandemic if it continues, then the children are not able to come to school, then can you tell me some effective ways, ma'am, where we can reach our children? Instead of teaching them, teachers have to reach them. Then can you just tell few steps where we can just reach them through online, or is it okay but what we are doing now?
Can I share some examples from?
Hello, ma'am.
different
Yes,
states?
sir. Yes, sir. Please do. Sir
So
wants
there are some examples of where in different states, because there are challenges of devices, because every child does not have a device. Then now parents have started stepping out to work, so the existing device of the house is gone, so they don't have access to zero device. So I think a lot of places, what they have done is they have started distributing worksheets, right?
Yes.
Which reaches child by child, because it's in education, it is very important that the child is able to do something, right?
Keep them busy.
Yeah, use your hand, use your mind, just not using your eyes, and it's too much. You sit and watch something for some time, you automatically go out of the retention. So I think for making them to do something, so people have distributed worksheets. They have helped. They've also used, some schools have actually used their senior kids to help their younger children to teach. So they've actually distributed there. There is one place where I've seen where they have got, children coming in community halls, right? And children teaching. So there are multiple teachers which is coming out of senior kids. Everyone is sharing the load. It's not like one teacher, and they've started sharing the load so that everyone is learning, So I can teach you, you can teach me. And, I've seen in a small village where they've done that magically. So I think you have to look into your existing, situation
Environment.
and try to innovate on ideas. Because pandemic gives us an opportunity to innovate on solutions, right? So think about it. How do you actually reach out? I mean, you are the best person to come out with. That's why they say use the principles of design thinking, right? Design thinking helps you to structure your mind and actually start creating prototypes and some kind of solution. So, and of course, there is so much happening on television. But use, I think Anju wants to add. Anju? I can see that you've raised your hand, Anju.
Sir, can I explain about RDF?
Yeah, please. Yeah, please.
Namaste, madam. I'm Vishnu from Rural Development Foundation. We have 4 schools and 1 junior college in Telangana.
Okay, sir.
25 years back, one school started in Kallada village, madam. So, with 80 students. At present, we have 1700 above students are studying in our schools.
Okay.
So we are encouraging not only education, sports, and ECA, CCA. We are giving importance all activities. So like all skills, we are giving more importance. Every year, at least 10 to 15 students, they will participate national level, different sports like kabaddi, archery, and different.
Okay.
So most of our students' parents illiterate, madam, but we are motivating them. We are encouraging to attend these type of events for students' bright future.
Thank you.
And our teachers also adapt like these innovative methods. And every year, our central government providing Inspire Awards. At least 5 students will getting that award from our.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah, great.
Madam.
That's really good.
This is a little bit about RDF, madam.
Yeah, very nice, sir. Good. Excellent work.
Thank you, madam.
I mean, children getting Inspire Awards is really good.
I think Manjula has got a question. Manjula and
Pragya also.
We'll take last 2 questions.
Yeah, these will be the last 2 questions. Yes.
I am Manjula Devraj from Mulibagal, the Jain International School.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I have a question, right? I want a solution.
Yes.
You told designer, teachers are designers. As we plan the activities for the children, primary sections, the children who are they have the good observations, and they can catch it over. And they submit their activities on time. But the children who are not able to grasp it, and the parents who are not able to help them out, the parents show the anger on these children when they are not able to submit these activities. So what is the solution, ma'am?
Why don't you make the children do it in the class? Why do you ask them
virtually
to do it at home?
Yes, ma'am. That is the problem. Virtually, we are giving them.
No, such children, you can make them do it in the class itself. Give them simple activities and ask them to do it instead of asking them to go to, take it home and do it, because some parents may not like all those things.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. Virtually,
ask them to do it at home. I think that would be very good. Whatever activity the child is able to do in the class itself, you assess based on that. I don't think you require activities to be taken to his house and make the parents do the activity for him. I don't think it is required. So you might as well get it done in the classroom itself. Okay? As far as possible, give a simple activity, whatever he's
Yes, ma'am. Definitely, we are giving simple.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Unnecessarily, the child should not be,
Yes,
punished
ma'am.
for doing the activity at home.
Of course, the
I mean,
activities are very simple.
yeah, he
primary
also
sections.
gets demoralized because of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So let's not do that. Okay. Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am. I would like to add one last point, ma'am.
No, madam. Sure. No
Yeah,
problem.
I'm Deepa from Jain Public School, Tumkuru.
Yeah.
Like during the online classes, I allow the child to do some activities online so that they'll be more interested. And
Yeah.
like sometimes when I'm explaining regarding plants, like outside plants
Sure.
and local plants, so the children who are in rural area, they just run to show that lantana plants. And when I explain about simple machine, they just start trying to show the wedges, screw,
Okay.
everything. Like
Yeah.
if they give some opportunities, like we have to change our plan according to the children's need,
Yeah.
so that they will be motivated and they will actively participate. And we cannot stick to one single plan.
Yes,
According to the
madam, yes.
needs of the child, we need to be flexible so
Yeah.
that the children will be, we have to create interest in such
That's
a
why
way
you will
that-
be an effective teacher, not a good teacher.
Yeah.
If you
Thank
plan
you.
various activities for various types of students, that will
Yeah,
work
ma'am.
out very well.
Like we should give opportunity to the children to express their views and
Views,
also be
right.
firm at the same
Yeah.
time, be firm with them.
Correct.
So that there will be no disturbance in the class, ma'am.
Very true, madam. Very true. I agree.
Thank you. Thank you. ma'am.
Thank you, madam. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you, everyone. I know these are conversations which can go on for a long time, but we are already run out of time. Thank you so much, and it was a wonderful session. We'll see you tomorrow.
I don't know
again
how
at
I've been.
3:50. No, ma'am, it was really nice. Technical glitches is all of us
Yes.
have learned to.
No,
live with
actually,
it,
I got
yes.
the computer changed today, and I didn't. I don't know. Maybe I
No,
was.
Malti, ma'am, it went off.
I'm not very
well.
good at technology.
Oh, we are all learning. As we said, that's our journey from being a good teacher to an
Yeah.
effective teacher. Thank you so much for your
Thank you,
insights.
sir.
It was
Thank
really
you. Thank
wonderful.
you so
Thank you
much
so
for
much.
giving me an opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you
Thank
to
you.
all the participants.